Today marks 4 months since an EF3 tornado touched down in Gaylord, killing 2 people, injuring 40 others, and devastating countless homes and businesses. In much of the time since, the Gaylord community has worked together to both rebuild and heal. In our special report, Finding Hope in Destruction, one of the survivors of that tornado shares his harrowing story of recovery and resilience.
Look at it. Oh my God. Oh, you can see the funnel. Do you see the funnel up there?
We have confirmed that a tornado touched down in Gaylord this afternoon.
Yo, what the
It's a day so many in the Gaylord community will never forget.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Tornadoes on the ground, 32 in Myrna.
Oh my God, look at it!
Looks like part of Hobby Lobby roof is gone.
One of the hardest hit areas.
First, see the destruction here at Nottingham Forest Park. Just takes your breath away.
Nottingham Forest Mobile Home Park. That's where Dave Bugner and his family lived. He was home with his teenage son when that tornado moved in.
Well, then I heard like a freight train. It sounded like a major big train coming through my house. Went to my bedroom and looked out and I seen a carport fly over my house and hit my neighbor's house.
He told his son to brace himself. A tree came through the roof, then...
The only thing I remember is getting thrown through my bathroom wall and then coming to, screaming for help, and my son coming to find me. And just tell him I couldn't feel my legs.
Neighbors raced to help Dave. He was trapped under 2 walls of a house. Dave had a punctured lung, broken ribs, several fractures in his spine, and he couldn't move from the chest down. His injuries were so bad, he had to go to University of Michigan Health in Ann Arbor. Do you remember what those first moments were like when you were able to kind of wake up and understand the gravity of what you were dealing with?
It probably took me a good couple weeks coming out of all that to realize what's going on. But they started telling me the extent of my injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, that was kind of hard to take.
He knows he's lucky he survived that EF3 storm. When you were finally able to kind of see some of the images of Gaylord after the tornado, and specifically your neighborhood, I mean, your Nottingham Forest was hit extremely hard. When you finally saw those images, what was your reaction?
I cried. I mean, I've been wanting to get out of there for a while, but not this situation, you know. Yeah, it was very hard for me.
His body broken.
Nothing left, just right down to the frame.
And his home destroyed.
Even memories and stuff, you know, like a lot of pictures, a lot of things that were sentimental. A lot of it was recovered. A lot of people found a lot of things, but some things weren't found.
But Dave's focus had to be on his recovery, which required extensive therapy.
It was very difficult for me. I gave my therapist a lot of attitude.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, but you know, I pushed through it. Every time they gave me a new goal to get, I did it.
I can remember the first time I worked with him. I went into the room and he actually had a full plan of how he wasn't going to have to do anything.
Tracy Newsom and Mike Blackstock are occupational and physical therapists at the University of Michigan.
I genuinely enjoyed each session coming in to try and figure out how, in a different way, I can convince Dave to do what I want him to do today on this session. And so I would then try to come up with different reasons. Well, this is why we should do it today. And I would always try to come up with different ideas as to why Dave should do what he doesn't want to do.
I'd pick on him, I'd joke around a lot, but I did the work. And it was very hard to do that work.
What was pushing you to do that work at that time?
To get back home to my family. To try to be able to do what I need to do to become independent again.
Finally, on July 22nd, after more than 2 months in the hospital, Dave was able to go home. What was that moment like?
Get me out of here. I am ready to go. I was so ready to go home.
Yeah.
If I could jump for joy, I would have been jumping for joy.
But where would he go? The storm destroyed everything. Well, while Dave was focused on his health, his community in Gaylord was focusing on all the rest. A GoFundMe was set up to help his family with expenses since Dave could no longer work. A stranger heard their story and offered a place to stay. Organizations stepped up and got Dave a power chair to help him get around.
I couldn't believe the town did that. I mean, that's very, very overwhelming kind of for me, you know. Just seeing how this town came, and not even just the town, just people that heard my story, you know, just helping me out. And I'm very, very grateful.
He is so thankful to everyone who had a hand in saving his life and helping his family bounce back.
It takes special people to take care of what happened to me, you know. I'm trying to now thank people here in Gaylord for the help. Without them, I don't think I'd be here, you know.
It's inspired Dave as he focuses on his next chapter.
All right, well,
We'll see you in an hour or so.
all right, sounds good. You know, they've helped me out a lot, and that's how I'm going to live from this day forward.
This experience changed your life in so many ways, but it also really changed your outlook on life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I don't take anything for granted anymore. Can't. Life's too short to just be careless anymore, you know. What's going on, buddy? You ready for me?
What?
What are we doing first today?
Let's go right to our normal.
Physical therapy
All right.
continues back home in Gaylord, working each day to be a little stronger than he was before.
I don't even know how many it was. 8, I think, 6.
You are really working to live life every day now, but I know that for you really want to walk again.
Yes, that's my #1 goal. So they're on vacation right now. 45 years of walking on them, they're done right now. They want a vacation, so.
Keyword
they're on
though is vacation. You're
Vacation.
hoping they come back.
Yes, yep, eventually they will. Yep. Look at that, I could do it, babe. Look at that. Right? Usually you're the one lifting my legs up.
He jokes, but it's hardly a relaxing vacation. Hard work, inner strength, and strength offered from the Gaylord community to quite literally get him back on his feet. Dave hasn't been able to work since the tornado. They've been waiting for disability to kick in, so until then, his wife, who he calls his rock, has also been staying home to care for him. They still have their GoFundMe set up if you'd like to help them out. I've posted a link on our website, 9and10news.com.
You said you were going to have to grab the tissues, and you are very right. That is such a beautiful story, and to hear his outlook on even though the tragedies that he's been faced with and the hardships that he's been faced with, the resilience that he still goes forward with every single day is so inspiring.
And one of the things he really wants to do on the other side of this is be able to give back to the people and the community that have done so much for him in his time of need. He was saying he doesn't know exactly what it looks like, he doesn't know how he's going to do it, but that's something that he is really dead set on doing. He wants to help out, he wants to give back because he knows there's other people out there hurting too and going through so many other things just like his family's going through.
Especially since you were one of the first reporters who actually was there to see all the destruction of the tornado and then to go and localize it and be able to talk to someone who is first impacted. I'm sure for you, this is something that you're going to walk away with as something that has impacted and changed your life.
Yeah, I was at Nottingham Forest on Saturday, the Saturday after the tornado, and it was hard to put into words seeing people's homes, seeing what I now know to be Dave and his family's homes completely destroyed. I mean, there was stuff all over the place. pictures in trees, pop bottles across the field, and then to really put it in perspective and to get to know him and hear his family's story, it really does make what you see of these images on your screen, it takes it to a whole nother level to know that this is someone's home, this is someone's family. And to know that, one of the things that really struck me when talking to Dave was the same place he was is where those two people died. And it was really challenging for him at first to know that he survived, but two of his neighbors didn't.
Wow. Well, it's harrowing, and it's a story that will inspire, and we are so happy to hear that he was vulnerable enough to share his story with us, because so many people have worked so hard to make sure that the community has gotten what they need post this terrible, terrible disaster.
Yeah, especially thank you to Dave for sharing his story with us. And I want to thank photojournalist Caleb Vinton, who worked really hard on this with me. Listen, our conversation, me and Dave's conversation, was a whole lot longer than that piece. In fact, we wanted to put out a full podcast on our conversation. It's called Finding Hope in Destruction. It's a special edition of the 4 podcast. It's out right now. You can find it on 9and10news.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be right back.